Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Android App Addicts, episode 518, recorded September 20th, 2018. This is the show where we talk about Android apps, Android hardware, Arnold Schwarzenegger, and whatever else we feel like talking about. I am your host, occasionally known as the Sultan of the Soapbox, Cockrell, and joining me this week, as always, are the people you're really here to hear from. The DoorToDoorGeek, Mr. Steve McLaughlin, and Eric, the manager, Arduini. Hello, gentlemen.
Hello, Mark. Hey, what's the reason for putting the date code in this episode?
Just felt like it. That's all there is to it.
I think you're just trying to keep us on task so we don't miss it 2 weeks in a row again.
Oh, by the way, I won't be here next week.
Yeah. I might not either. I don't know.
Well, here's the real question, Mark. Predator. The movie Predator. Did you see the brand new one?
No, I will when it comes out on Netflix.
Okay, because it's gotten good mentions, what I'll say. But then here's the more important question: which of the preceding Predator movies is your favorite? This tells a lot about people. I'm just saying. So I want to know what your favorite one is because I know what mine is.
I've only ever seen the original Predator. I haven't seen any of the others.
None
of them.
Alien versus Predator. None.
No.
Because there's actually a lot. I like the two actually just because Danny Glover. Because you know Danny Glover.
He's a good guy. He's one of my favorites. I like his son Donald too. He was Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. Talent.
I've never seen any other. I barely remember the first Predator. I've never seen any other ones after that. I don't think.
Let me tell you something. It at the time blew my mind. I thought it was a great movie. The special effects were just enough, you know. Arnold was Arnold.
I came out of a childhood where movie watching was an extreme extravagance. It happened a couple of times a year at most. So when I saw the original Predator, it was after it had come to like Saturday afternoon TV several years after the original release. So I could almost say I've never seen the real movie. I've never seen it in its original form.
Right. Same here.
And see, when I was a kid, we went to the drive-in. I don't know how often. I would say at least every 3 weeks or so. 3 to 4 weeks, maybe. So we saw a lot of movies, and half of them I know I don't remember. But I know, like Star Wars, that one sticks out. Oh, That's what she said last night. Sorry.
Well, at least when you go to the drive-in every 3 weeks, you know which speakers not to pull up to. Because usually you hit a couple, different good, you'd think is a good parking spot, and the speaker just didn't work, and you had to go find another spot.
Yeah, and there is still one by my house. We went once last year. You can turn your radio in, but I can't remember the vehicle we took. The radio would not stay on. We looked on the internet. There's no way to make the radio stay on, which sucked. So we basically just had to walk up to the place and ask them for a thing, and they gave it to us. And we set it in the car and it worked. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know they had such a thing like that.
Neither did I. I was so upset when the damn thing wasn't working. I was like, "You're trying to tell me every 2 minutes and 59 seconds I have to do no."
I would have left my car.
You turn the key backwards and it powers the radio.
Huh. After 3 minutes, turn it off.
I would have just let my car run the whole time, smoking out all the people around me.
Anyway.
Well, no, they actually had somebody go around and ensure that everyone's vehicle is turned off. This is 2018, Eric, not 1970.
Wow. The rules, man. That's a bad rule.
I don't blame them. I don't want to walk to go get a beer, a burger over fries or something.
They had beer there?
Yeah.
Oh, man. What a great
Because
place.
get liquored up and drive home because drive-in.
We have drive-through liquor stores here, Eric. Well, I mean, what's the difference?
They drive-through liquor stores?
Yeah. Pull up to the side of the building, tell them what you want. They give you mixed drinks, even like sealed mixed drinks.
Okay, that's a drive-up liquor store.
Well, there's an archway over top that you drive over, so it's like drive.
No, around here there are beer barns. It's like a lumberyard. It's a big barn where you drive through and people put liquor in your car and you drive away.
Wow, that's awesome. Hey, so this place served beer and hands out jam boxes.
And what? The hell are you? Is he speaking English? What?
Oh, boombox. Radios with speakers attached to them.
Okay, yeah. Stereos, portable stereos.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's a good place.
Oh,
Is
Does
there a
it make
bigger
you
fan
pay?
they have those? What?
For the radio?
Yeah, did you have to leave your driver's license with them or anything like that?
No.
Nice. Trusting.
Well, we did pay to get in. I mean, there was
Yeah,
a gate as you go out.
I could just see them handing you like one of those little GPX Walmart boom boxes, like a CD player, and the door doesn't quite close, but you can still tune it to the right radio station. Not exactly a hi-fi experience there.
Well, it didn't really need to be, you know. The problem is the mosquitoes are always at drive-ins, like off the chain certain weekends of the year. And it seems like that's the weekends I want to go.
Yeah, it's a buffet for them. You've got all these cars with the windows open and the pasty white people just sitting there waiting to be eaten. Yeah, I would plan my calendar around that if I were a mosquito.
This week has been we've never had mosquitoes like this until this week. I don't know what happened. It's crazy. They're big too. I've never seen them like this.
So you're saying that your extended summer's going as expected? Because you said you wanted the summertime to keep going. So.
I did, and it nearly got 100 degrees today here.
Well, you're getting your wish.
Yes,
this is like the monkey's paw story, like Mark.
Except I had to work, 3 hours overtime to not see any of the daylight really until, to enjoy any of it. But everybody else outside was sweating, so that's cool.
You guys enjoy baseball, Major League Baseball?
I enjoy going to minor league baseball games. I would not watch one on a game on a TV.
Yeah, I haven't enjoyed professional baseball for over 20 years.
My company bought 200 or so seats at the Braves game yesterday, and it was one of those things where, I appreciate the fact that they want to show appreciation, but when it comes down as essentially you must attend this, it's forced fun kind of thing. And I'm not, it's not that I'm not a baseball guy, I'm not, but I'm just not an outside guy. And so we're there in the SunTrust Park here in downtown Atlanta, which is really an impressive stadium, not a bad seat in the house. We were in the dizzyingly high up second. I was literally dizzy. It was that high up.
So no dome?
No, there is a covered deck over the first part. And it was 93 degrees. The game started at noon, and there was 4% of the park covered by shade, and the rest of it was just right out there in the open.
Did you enjoy yourself there? Was it fun?
I would rather have been at my desk doing work, to be quite honest. Yeah.
See, I don't even though I'm not a baseball fan, I would enjoy. I do enjoy going to a major league baseball game and getting into it for one day.
Yeah, just the stadium seats, I looked it up, 42,000 people. There were maybe 3,000 people there.
Wow.
So 90, it's a middle of the day game. I mean, you can't expect it to be super highly attended. And people were literally chasing the shade around the stadium, getting up and moving as the game went on. And that's all I remember about it. I think the Braves won. I'm not really sure.
You can stand up and walk back through a little tunnel and walk around the outside, right?
Yes.
Oh, I would have told everyone, look, I'm going to go walk around the inside. I'm going to check out all the marts. I'll be back. Come back 7th inning. Okay, you guys almost done? Yeah, because I've been there, Mark. Trust me, I've been to, I can't remember how many games are in a season, like home games. I want to say 100 or something.
It's a bunch.
I know for X number of seasons, I went to 50 games a year, at least for the Baltimore Orioles horn. Back in the insane asylum Memorial Stadium, which was technically a federal crime to bulldoze, yet we did it. I'm a little bitter about that. But you'll have that.
Baby.
You'll have that. But I mean, so I used to love the game. But let me tell you something. If I'm there and I'm seeing that sun and I'm there, no, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Oh man, I got a bad case of the runs. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sitting out in that sun for 7 innings.
Yeah, and I don't mean to sound like I'm complaining. I understand that there are people for whom that would be a great pleasure. I just don't happen to be one of those people.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I keep saying 7 because any dedicated baseball fan knows around the 7th inning, people start to leave.
We bugged out bottom of the 7th.
Exactly. So that's when I feel comfortable with leaving.
That's because that's when they draw the 50-50 tickets.
Whatever.
You got to stay for that.
I mean, baseball it's a fine sport. There's nothing wrong with it, but it is in person live just too damn slow. On TV, it's great for TV because of all the breaks, but it's just too damn slow.
Well, they've instituted. One of my coworkers is a huge baseball fan. I played baseball in college, and they had instituted a 30-second pitch clock. I didn't know this was a thing, but there were two prominent clocks in the stadium, one that you could see from home plate and one that you can see from the mound, that periodically started a 30-second countdown. And I asked my friend who's really into baseball what that was about, and he said it's just that, it's to move the game along. It's a pitch clock. You got 30 seconds between batters to throw your first pitch. I don't know what the penalty is if you don't, because several times they didn't. But I just thought it was interesting that for that very reason, the game is so slow and millennials are so twitch-minded that they're trying to speed up the game of baseball by adding a 30-second pitch clock.
Doesn't help. It's still way too damn slow. Here's my one buddy that I grew up with, Keith Volkman. He was on this was Cedar Rapids team, semi-pro.
Cedar Rapids, Iowa?
It was somewhere in the Midwest. Yeah. All I know is that the boy could that boy had a left. He could easily throw the ball like 95 to 98 miles an hour all day. It's ridiculous arm. He was cool. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, we were easily 1,000 feet from the plate where we were sitting, right, and up in the upper deck. And it did amaze me that those guys were throwing so hard that when it hit the catcher's mitt that far away, above the crowd around me talking, I could hear thwack. That's a seriously fast ball at that point.
Any coworkers get overly drunk before everybody took off?
No, not that I was aware of. No.
So it was boring and boring.
Yeah.
Food maybe? Get good food?
I had stale popcorn and a cold pretzel.
Did you have to drive yourself there, or was it a bus trip?
We drove ourselves, and parking. This is not an exact. We all know that the Sultan tends to exaggerate a little bit, but according to Google Maps, even the parking lot was 1.1 miles from the stadium.
Oh, nice! Wow.
And most of it was uphill.
Oh. Oh no, that
both
is
ways, or just on the way in or out?
Well, on the way in, yeah.
Okay.
On the way out, it was pretty easy.
Get out of here! Here's a nice downhill slope to run to your car quicker.
And this was like official Braves parking, bought on AtlantaBraves.com. It was 1.1 miles from the stadium.
Nuts. NVT nuts is what I'll say.
All right, so there's my diversion from the regular topic at hand. So anybody got any Android news to talk about? Anything interesting there?
The only stuff is that I've been aware of is like in the news is the supposed now more believable leaks of 3XL and 3 Pixel 3 devices released. It looks okay, whatever, fine, sure, whatever. There is like some other things going on with like laws in EU. We have a Lineage trying to revamp and revitalize its operating system, private based OS again. Maybe they're striking too soon, Mark, but they're pushing the idea of a privacy focused OS again. And yes, it's in the news with, Google, Twitter, Facebook. But if you notice, not Amazon there, which makes them the best business model of all. They don't have to go through this stuff. It's just not a whole lot. I think we're getting ready to see some revs of some device. A leak of a supposed tablet, Eric.
Yes. The Chromebook tablet. Chrome
Nocturne, Necturne.
Yeah. Hey, so did you guys get the Chrome update for your browser? No. Okay.
On the desktop, or
yeah,
I'm gonna say yes because I don't have to do nothing in it.
They said it's all the way across all platforms, but it was
I have rounded corners now.
Yeah, your tabs at the top are a different shape than they used to be.
It's back to 1997 with rounded corners.
I know.
It's not here.
Very,
I'll wait.
Very straight up and down rather than slanted. And I guess it has some better search of it, abilities.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I'll say on Android, it's very obvious to me now. I'm on my desktop. I have 40 something tabs open. I notice the address bar where you type in extremely rounded, like sick to my stomach roundness kind of thing. Yes, and I did get updated Messenger as well. And Messenger on the web. I like it when I change it to dark theme on my phone and I access it then on a PC. It's dark as well. Unbelievably rounded corners. Like who cares about real estate? Use it up. You know what I mean? It's like a land grab of just wasting as much space as you possibly can.
Yeah, that was an odd experience. I was texting a coworker using the Messenger app. I went into a meeting. 45 minutes later, came out of the meeting and replied to a text from that same coworker, and my Messenger interface had completely changed. It wasn't a subtle change; it was a dramatic change. Just in that 45 minutes that I went in there, it was I felt like a user at that point. I'm no longer an admin. I was thrown by a user interface. I was how the mighty have fallen.
So a little bit of controversy also with updates in Google. There was an issue on the Pixels where Google who had turned battery saver on for a lot of people without for no good reason really, and and like I've heard this on other podcasts. Just it's like a butt dial. It happened to me. I thought, well, I just accidentally pressed some buttons and my battery saver turned on. So that went by a couple days ago, and then it just happened again yesterday. I have no idea if I did some kind of weird keystroke, but I can't say that I probably did now. Now I really think that they turned battery saver on for me.
Okay, Eric.
I don't mind.
I know, but I'm not trying to sound dumb. And all the other podcasters, kind of thing, and all the other journalist types. But I've been saying, I don't know. I don't even know for how long I've been saying it. You own a Pixel device. You're not a Pixel owner. You're a beta tester.
And
you're a voluntary pay. And I know, but here's the thing. If I had a Pixel device and the battery saver mode, I wouldn't be mad. You're extending my device short for a couple minutes until I pick up on it. I wouldn't be mad. That to me is a very fine thing, especially if they would have told me about it ahead of time.
Okay, I wasn't mad, but another thing happened to me when I was driving on Wednesday, and I was heading, out of town, and the road had an extremely horrible accident, and the road was closed. Somehow, at that same time, I had no indication that was coming up ahead. My mobile data was off, and I don't know why my mobile data was off. I didn't turn it off. Ooh. So that ended up costing me 40 minutes, and I was almost late. Well, I was a little late actually for the meeting.
Yeah, I'll say
it was 2-hour drive away.
On my phone, did you have just normal navigation up or Android Auto navigation up?
Just normal maps.
Okay. I will say in that mode, you can tell, but you got to look for it. It will not notify you under any circumstances that it dropped. But down on the bottom, where it says like the distance and the time left, what it will do is it will have a little cloud next to it, which means offline mode.
I did notice that afterwards, yeah. And I had downloaded the map on the way there, so I really didn't need the data unless I needed real-time traffic, which I actually did. And then for hardware news, I've got this new little Illinois-shaped screen cleaner stuck to the back of my phone. Do you guys get these freebies from places? You peel them off your device like that, and you stick them to your finger. They take up no space, and then you just wipe your phone off with the fabric side of it, and then this part remains sticky, and you just stick it back on your phone again like that, and it's always with you. Takes your fingerprints off.
Yeah, I would need, I don't know how many of them a year, because I need consistency. Like when I buy certain things, I literally pull the Steve Gibson and I buy 2 of them, put one away. I literally carry around a microfiber cloth, which makes me, I think, a official nerd. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I'm going to be getting some of these promotional ones. I'm going to buy. They won't be shaped like Illinois, but they will be for the municipal clerks of Illinois. So I'll buy a couple and send them to you, so you can give them a try.
Because I had last
germs.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I got a LastPass when we were at a conference.
Mm-hmm. I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was cool. It worked.
Yeah, it might have been CompTIA, I think.
I just want to loop back to the battery conversation just a little bit. My only problem with all battery savers is that the only way to save battery on a phone is to disable functions on the phone. So I bought this phone for, all the features it has. And so when Google decides my battery's running low and they need to save it, let's just disable some of those features. That is not a reason. That's not a valid thing for anybody to do, on your own. I understand that it's optimizing whatever. I bought a phone because I want mobile data. Don't turn the mobile data off. Then it's not a phone. Then it's a tablet. And all the battery saving, anytime you see any forum post, anything about that, it's like, how do I extend my battery life? All the answers boil down to, well, just don't use it. And then you're fine.
Well, and that makes perfect sense, but I was fully charged when it happened. So it wasn't like they were helping me out or giving me foresight in any way.
Right. You see,
what they say is, I'm sorry, let me get this before you comment, Dory. What they say is we're extending the use of your battery, right? By not giving you any of the functions you would actually use a phone for. So what are you extending? Anyway, go ahead.
The battery life.
Right.
Because it's got electrons.
Right. It's what plants crave. I'll say almost like Tesla, how Tesla turns every Tesla into the most expensive Tesla you can get by software, like hours before a known disaster, like a hurricane happening. If Google, I'll put it like this. If Google were to per se, like right as soon as the hurricane hitting, switch all the Android phones within a certain thing into battery saver mode with a message that when you unlock your phone saying it's in battery saver mode, I would be okay with that kind of interaction, if you will.
Yeah, because you sure hate to get weather updates during a hurricane. That would be a bad thing.
Well, no, because most people know it's coming. I need this thing to last some time for days. I know on battery saver mode, my phone will last for literally like 6 days, 7 days. And I've done it. When I went on vacation, I don't want notifications from Voxer. I don't want any of those notifications. I turn my phone to battery saver mode. I have 2 different battery saver modes. The high end one, my phone literally lasted for 3 days on the charge. And then when I wanted to access stuff, I would just click it. I would load it. It would take a couple more seconds to load, buffer like everything, cache everything, pull everything down, and then it would work. So I'm okay with that kind of usage, but I don't want a company doing it without really explicit notification.
Robots in the chat room says you can still make phone calls. You do that with your phone, right? Well, the answer is very rarely. But the secondary answer to that is not if you're a Google Fi user and they turn off your Wi-Fi. Sorry, no phones. Anyway, how about an app? Door, kick us off.
I like apps. The first one I'm going to bring, I actually did hear on at least 2 other shows is what I'm going to say. I honestly don't know the number of shows I heard this on. And then the reason is because it is a good app. It's a worthwhile app to have. And I think it actually has the user's best interest in mind, which to me is a very rare trifecta to happen. It's by Sam Rustin. It's called Bouncer Temporary App Permissions Beta. 99 cents to buy, 51 reviews, E for everyone, no in-app purchases, no in-app ads, 4.7 average reviews, and it is eligible for family plan. September 16th, updated 1.4 meg, 1,000 plus installs, 1.0.3. 1,000 plus installs tells me I believe it's not up to 10,000 installs yet. I listen to a lot of podcasts, so over the next couple of days after the date Mark said in the beginning of the show, you might hear it because maybe I just listened to stuff too fast. But you're going to hear about this app more than a couple of times. What this app does is basically it temporarily gives access to anything. So hypothetically, you load Voxer and you say to yourself, yes, I do want Voxer to scan my contacts, but I don't want it to have full access to my contacts. Through this app, you can make it after you give access to an app. Once you hit home, the very next time you hit home, their permission gets revoked and taken away. To me, it's a very genius concept of how it does it, how it works. It is using the accessibility feature, which Google has been limiting. Supposedly there was some kind of interaction already, and the app still works. So I'm guessing Google said for now that usage is okay.
I like it.
Me too. I don't know when I'd use it exactly yet, but I like the idea of it.
Oh,
I'm thinking almost with Voxer, so I can, if I want to be in a conversation and hear the notifications and things for a short time, and then let them go away after a while, maybe.
right. The example most shows give, because it's hip for the people I don't like to talk to, they talk about the Fortnite installer on Android and how it needs special permissions, but how there was a security researcher proved that the way they're doing it is very unsecure. So what their example was, when you go to the place, download the Fortnite installer, you can give it this the temporary access. So as soon as it's done installing and you hit home, that app now cannot access your SD card or do anything, any kind of changes. To me, it's there are some apps, as soon as you install them, you say to yourself, yes, okay, you have access to the network for a couple seconds. Now I want to cut you off, or, to something else. Because I have like 4 browsers on my phone, 5 browsers on my phone. Only 2 of them have access to my storage. That's just the way I roll. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm paranoid.
Did you check if it was still dialing home or anything after you use the Fortnite installer?
I will never use the Fortnite installer. But okay.
All right. Just checking.
By the way, just one quick comment. Maybe I'm paranoid. There's no maybe to that, Door. You were probably top 5 most paranoid people I've ever known.
Then let me tell you something. You need to know a lot more people, because I am not even remotely close to some of the people I know. I will admit, I've watched everything from Cosmos with Carl Sagan to Ancient Aliens with Hair Guy. Doesn't mean I believe Ancient Aliens. I'm just saying, I like to know what people think. And like In Search of Mark, have you watched? You remember that show, right?
Sure.
Leonard Nimoy. Oh my goodness! I dare you to go back and watch the first couple of episodes. It is such bad. I like. If I could go back in time, I'd wag my finger at the people behind that show. Because, I don't want to change history too much, because they wouldn't listen to me. But man, that show is bad. It is so, I cannot believe it. I'm literally tempted to do a podcast where I watch an episode of that, then I sit down and just how bad this show is.
What was the name of that show again?
In Search of.
In Search of. I don't know why I should know that.
Like episode 2, they talk for, I think it's an hour. I can't remember now. It's all a blur, about how communication between humans and plants it's happening right now, and it's all around us, and we can do it. And there's this energy exchange, and they can prove this energy exchange.
It was this.
I have went to a seminar where they taught me about how trees talk to each other. Okay. Pretty convincingly.
Communicate is to be. It is such a broad word. It can mean anything. Okay, so communication is. Listen, there's fungus, we know, mushrooms over long distances that act like one because they're all connected, kind of thing. Communication, intelligent communication, something different. Anything can communicate. Yeah, algae can communicate, stuff like that, to the local, and share behavior. That's what they do. But to actually intelligently communicate, trees, plants, what? And then to be as stupid to believe that every single living organism that's a plant type thing would all share the same language. We don't. I mean, Jesus.
We don't understand what the dolphins are trying to tell us.
Well, here's
so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Yes. Well, yeah. Here to me is the best example. We are unbelievably not the smartest people on the planet. We are not even close to the smartest things on the planet.
We're number 3.
Well, the example is dogs. Dogs have grown to understand our language better than we understand their language. So ask yourself, who's better? If the dog can understand us and we can't understand it, maybe the dog isn't as dumb as we think it is. Just saying. Bouncer.
And this was to prove that you're not paranoid, Door?
I'm just trying to divert the attention, Mark. Thanks for bringing it back.
Hey, Eric, bring us an app. Why don't you do that?
All right. Speaking of diverting attention, I'm going to bring an app. This game is called Where's My Avocado? Draw lines. So you eat avocados, right, Dor? That's why I brought this app. You eat those, right?
Sure, Eric. Yes, I do. For you, I'll eat anything.
Well, you've told me you eat avocados.
I do.
Okay.
But
So basically, this is there's loose pits, and you have to get the pit back into the avocado by drawing lines and using physics. And I guess it would be sort of like Angry Birds ish, sort of, but you're not pulling things back. You just got to draw the line perfectly to get the job done and get the pit back to the avocado. Simple game.
There's a million different versions of the draw things to redirect the thing.
Sugar, similar to sugar, kind of in a way too.
yeah, I always say it's like crayon physics is I think the first game I knew of.
Mm.
But I want to say 2DS, 3DS, or the first DS with a touchscreen. They had more than a couple games like this. So the concept has been around for a while. There's a lot they can do with this format, is what I'll say. I do like avocados, but I usually don't eat avocados. I usually eat guac. Just because it's easier, it's much less work. I'm not like the avocado toast crowd because I can't.
You eat guac, but isn't that avocado mostly?
Yeah, but because we're lazy, we buy like these little cups of guac. So anytime me or the wife want, we can just slap one open, and I take pork rinds or how do you pronounce it correctly, Mark?
Chicharrones.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I want to visit Mark just to have some chicharrones.
Oh, come visit me, man. I've got them. They make them right across the river.
I don't understand where you guys live. I've never in my life seen fresh pork rinds because I would love.
They sell them very fresh and less fresh, both, but they're both warm.
Right. Well, I just take pork rinds, open up the bag, pull it out, and eat them.
Not the same at all. No, not even close, really.
Well, here's the thing. I like them because they are like pretzel-ish, potato chip-ish crispness. So that's
I eat the crap out of them. Yeah, I'm with you. And I don't go for the fresh ones very often. So Where's My Avocado? Draw Lines is by BitMango. It's a puzzle game. Has ads. I don't know. Ages. I can't even tell.
And according to Ken R., level 295 is not possible.
Wow. Good job, Ken. Wow, he gave it 1 star because of that.
Yeah.
The levels have gone insane now. And
because once you get up to 295, he obviously liked the game enough to get the 295, but after that, 1 star, baby.
Wow.
1 star.
I don't get it. I mean,
harsh.
Yeah.
Next up, please.
So no Wi-Fi, no problem. Enjoy wood puzzle anytime, anywhere. Okay, so when you don't have a network connection, you can't play the game. You have to play wood puzzle. Maybe.
Are you talking about this app?
That's what it says in the description. Features, no Wi-Fi, no problem. Enjoy wood puzzle anytime, anywhere. Maybe they did a wood puzzle game and just copied and pasted the parts of the description.
Maybe.
I don't know. That's really confusing. Welcome to my world. What I'm gonna bring, this is almost funny. I love the absolute mental invalids that think influencer is a job career. I mean, come on now. But if your goal is to make money using YouTube, which you're either on Instagram or YouTube, to be a influencer, quote unquote, aka to get paid exorbitant amounts of money to do stupid stuff, then you need to know how to contact companies and like that through the app, through YouTube. So Google literally put this app out called FameBit, FameBit. Literally, this is only for people who meet the criteria of being popular on YouTube, which means you have to have a certain amount of subscribers and a certain amount of views per year in order for this app even to load. You download it, you try to start it, and you put in your Google account, and it will tell you you're not popular enough, basically.
I'm going to try because we influence people into the Play Store all the time, at least 5 or 6.
And they're not even inebriated. Well, maybe.
Well, maybe.
Well, I know, but so I'll say this: Google is more and more and more not doing things for people. I'll say like me, aka the normalish person. You know what I mean? They're putting out $300 home speakers with microphones in them, and apps like this, and they're charging more and more for as much stuff as possible. Google, I'm going to say, seems to be butthurt that Amazon and Apple are worth so much money. That's the only thing I can think of to put out this kind of thing, trying to encourage the transaction of money through their systems, like more money than nothing kind of thing. I don't know. I love the fact that FameBit by Google LLC, E for everyone, free to install, no apps, no in-app purchases, 5 reviews, 4.2 average reviews, updated September 10th, 100 plus installs. So that's how new this is.
Mm-hmm.
Version 1.0.
I'm getting in early, man.
Good luck, I guess.
So did you try? Did you try?
No, I'm not even loading this thing. Eric,
I think we influence tens of people a month.
I am so tempted to just not stream to YouTube, because here's the thing. I don't apply for a job at my work. And here's how stupid I am. Ready for this, Mark? Mark's gonna pick me, man. I don't even apply for a job at my work unless somebody I am guaranteed to know being on that interview panel comes to me and tells me, I think it would be a good idea for you to apply for this job. Do you think you'd like that job, Steve? Something like that. I don't even do that. Google does not need me. They don't need me. They can completely ban all my accounts like this and not blink an eye, and I will take me forever to get them back. I've had postings literally in the last 36 hours. I post to a community I'm the owner of inside of Google Plus, and instantaneously it gets banned as spam. I'm the owner of the group. I'm posting it to my group, a link to my website with a copy of my show notes, and Google deletes it. I don't want here. Google's fine for Google, but I don't want to give them, I don't want to push any more money their way than I have to. I like Android, that's working fine, but YouTube seems like an ever expanding den of iniquity and absence of morals and ethics, because the amount of content that gets pushed up on YouTube every second is insane. I want to say last I heard it was something like 48 hours worth of content every minute. And then it's mostly completely garbage.
So why would you bring this app to the show?
Because it's good for people to know what a company that you're supporting is doing and what it calls a priority.
So that begs an interesting question. One, actually, I had just this a couple of days ago with a friend of mine. Should we judge the behaviors of a company by the attitudes of its leaders? Right. So we talk about Google as a company. Google is millions of people with a handful of decision makers. I haven't quite wrapped my head around the fact that, let's say we all decided to boycott Google because they support, pick your popular hot button topic. And you're right into it here. It's, one subset of the company offered a tool for another subset of the company, and you're using it as a brush to paint the whole company as, borderline evil.
Not evil, just be aware of their interest.
Well, they made a tool for a subset of their people that this is serving.
Oh yeah,
their customers, not all of them, but some of them.
And if this app is useful to anybody listening to the show, take advantage of it. Use it. It's a tool.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of other apps that they've brought out, like one for people who work at like Best Buy and other stores that would teach them all about the Google products. They would, things like that. That's not for everybody. That's only for people who work in retail.
I mean,
So-
it's a little bit like you being mad that Home Depot sells Kohler faucets and you don't have a Kohler faucet. And so they're alienating you.
No. I mean, obviously, you don't actually log out and browse YouTube to any degree. It's a cesspool. I mean, that's what it is.
It is. It is bad.
It's really bad.
So FameBit, I logged in and it says to create an account on FameBit, first choose the social media that you'd like to link. Please note that you'll need at least 5,000 followers to get started.
Mhm.
So I'm going to hit Tumblr because I don't have a Tumblr account at all.
And like, here's the thing: Google only has to answer to the bottom line, the fiscal bottom line. And if this helps them make money, and to be honest, creators make money, then more power to both of them. But I'm not one of them, nor do I want to be one of them. I personally think that there's better ways to, instead of making your fame, if you're one of these people, to make Google more money, you don't need them.
But we are streaming at this very moment on YouTube.
It's out of laziness, yes.
One person from the chat room got here because of YouTube.
And I'm literally only doing it as a backup. Period. I have 3 recordings going right now. I count the stream as one of them just in case something catastrophic happens here. There's still that copy.
But it is useful because one of our chat guys got here from the link on YouTube. Saw the stream on YouTube and joined us.
Hope he enjoys it because I don't know how long it's going to be there.
It's exposure. I mean, there is a lot of junk. I've got the YouTube Premium. Thank you, Podnutz. And my entire family uses my account, so they don't have to watch commercials either. So then my stream is just distorted. There's rarely anything I would want to see on there because of the other people who use it. So I really wish it would. And so I start going through and on the app on your phone, not on the Roku, but on the app on your phone, you can start saying, I'm not interested, not interested, not interested, and kind of curve it back your way a little bit. It's not that great. It's like all the stuff is not, I'm not missing a whole lot. It's just, I've got less things I absolutely don't want to watch, less of that, but not a whole lot of stuff I do really want to see. I like the logo for FameBit though. It's pretty cool looking. Looks like a fast Dodge car or something.
And if this is an app that anybody out there needs and uses, I hope it's better than YouTube Studio on Android.
Yeah,
I'll say that because that app is not very useful, that I can tell.
It's not good on the desktop either.
Well, and now they're killing YouTube gaming. They're basically giving up on and letting Twitch win, I guess, to some degree.
Well, they're adding it into the regular YouTube.
Right. Yeah. They
Let's
do
read
that.
An email from our good friend Chuck, who responds, "Hey, it was good to hear from everyone after the late summer break. I recently upgraded my secondary phone after the next bet Robin went to sleep for a month. Had to use my trusty old OnePlus One for a little while. It was good to know it still worked. My primary is the Moto X4. It's tolerable, but still disappointing, mostly due to the poor camera quality. Way back on Prime Day, I snagged the Essential phone for only $250. I've seen it since dip to $220 for a few hours. I foolishly did not buy more, but the price on Amazon has settled to just over $300. In my short time with it, I have to say it's far and away the finest hardware I have ever used. The day one upgrade to Android Pie was a nice bonus too. As for the specifications, the 128 gig of storage gives you peace of mind to load this up with all your apps. I picked up a clear case, but I don't use it. Added a D-brand skin to personalize it. I also bought a 360 camera, which would almost be enough of a reason to buy this phone. Well, that's a bit of a stretch, but it is very cool. Anyone wondering what this, if anyone is wondering, this is a great value at $300. For the listening community, let's get more Patreon support going. Just $1 a month goes a long way. Thanks for all the great content for us app addicts. We've been needing another hit. Chuck from Salem, Oregon.
Thank you, Chuck. I would have, if it was available on Fi and I needed a phone, I would go for that. I really like the looks of the Essential phone, and the specs seem fine for $300.
And he sent us some photos, samples from Google Plus, and yeah, the camera does seem quite adequate.
Yeah. I will say I was aware of that price dip when it went down to 220, and I'm not going to lie. It definitely looked desirable for that price, like really desirable, but I still didn't pull the trigger. I want to say the Mate SE, the Honor Mate SE I was looking at, I want to say what is still $220. That's like the normal price for it. But 100, it does, that Mate SE most certainly does not have a 124 gigs of internal space. That is good.
Yeah.
All right, I believe it's your turn, Eric.
All right. So last week I was talking about one of our apps, and I said that it had a setting on there where you could turn up the goriness or turn it down. And then I started second guessing myself and thinking, well, maybe it wasn't that app. It wasn't. So I'm going to bring that app tonight. And since we're getting close to Halloween time, this will be my first of the Halloween apps. This is called Slayaway Camp by Blue Wizard Digital LP. This is a it kind of looks Minecraft-ish, I guess. It's a puzzle game where you're a zombie and you can only move in straight lines, and you have to find the right pattern to kill the people, not get caught by cops, and not fall into graves, and then get to the satanic star that starts glowing once you kill everybody. I don't know if that's what it's called. It's a star with a circle around it, and like anarchy. I don't know. Anyway, it's a very gory game. After you clear the level, you go to it's all based like on a VHS tape, like you're playing out a movie. So after you clear a level, you go to a cutscene, and there's a slider bar that goes back and forth, and you have to land it in the red for blood. And if you tap on the screen just right, then you get a really super gory cutscene of what just happened in that level. It's a cute game. It's fun, but you can turn the goriness all the way down if you want, or all the way up.
And then it's just Minecraft.
Well, I mean, it's nothing. The only way it's Minecraft is just the look is
right.
square people. The gameplay is nothing like Minecraft or anything like that. It's just it's a puzzle game, really, disguised as a slasher.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very blocky, but honestly, I think it has better graphics in some aspect than Minecraft.
And when you've got the goriness cranked all the way up, I mean, it's literally like splurt blood with heartbeats. As after you shove something through the head or poked an eye out, and it's pretty neat.
Welcome to Halloween.
I have no comment on any of this. That I could not be less interested. I'd have to be dead to be less interested in this game. So,
you don't like puzzles?
Depends. I mean, I like some puzzles. I don't.
It's like Monument Valley-ish kind of puzzles, really, is what it is, sort of. Kind of reminds me of that.
Never played Monument Valley.
Without any kind of the beautiful graphics of Monument Valley.
I really think I've honestly just come to the opinion that I don't belong on this show at all. I like the same thing you guys.
Well, the thing is, we just got to stop bringing. We got to stop bringing games. You're not a gamer.
Well, I do enjoy some games. There are lots of reasons, both practical and moral, that I'm not interested in this game. So
sure,
I'll just hold my comments to myself. Door, what say you?
What I say is, every now and then I feel nostalgic is what I'm gonna say, but I then get on like a privacy reminder kick again. Like I just heard Steve Gibson say we should think of browser additions as barnacles on a ship, on a boat. So like once a year we should pull the ship into dock, raise it up out of the water, and examine our barnacles and take off the ones we don't want anymore. And so what I did was I said, well, let me go find at least one game that I enjoy playing that is not available on the newly released Nintendo Online service, which has a bunch of like Super Mario games. It has one of the Tecmo Bowls on it, ice hockey, Legend of Zelda, a bunch of games. Super Mario Brothers 3. That's the one. That's just so good. So I said, I want to go find a game, and I found it's called Blockinger on F-Droid. Now, if your goal is to have the device as secure as possible to itself is the logic. If you want to say I don't own the device, I don't own the security on the device, and I just want security on the device, I encourage people to stay with the Play Store, do not go outside the Play Store, and keep the number of apps installed to a minimal. If your goal is data privacy, not security, then I like F-Droid as a marketplace to at least find games. And to be honest, find apps. And most of the ones I find on F-Droid are available on Google Play, but newer versions seem to be available on F-Droid. Maybe it's easier to publish to them. I don't know. But like here was one, it was basically a Tetris clone called Blockinger. Blockinger. Like weirdly spelled, but okay, I guess that's what you get when you go free. Weird names. You basically install F-Droid. The F-Droid interface has gotten much better over the years. I mean, I remember F-Droid, I want to say like 5 years ago. It's gotten much better, much more mature. It's still not a level of the Google Play Store in polish, but it definitely looks better. It definitely works. It has to update repos because this is like Linux. So as soon as you load the app, it takes like a minute to refresh everything. And then every couple of days when you load it again, it does the same thing, refreshes. So I would say when I want to load a game up and not worry about what's going on in the back of a game, I like to find a game that is GPL licensed, which basically means all the source code is all available to anyone to go examine and look at, which makes me believe if a game's been on this thing for any length of time, it's probably a clean app.
I don't know. I have a hard time getting away from the Play Store currently, but I'm not a privacy. I don't really. I know, like you said, I'm a beta tester. There's no privacy with a Google Pixel 2 on the Project Fi network.
Well, it all depends how you define it. In between you and Google, there's good privacy, but it's what they do with your data. And I'll say this: we still haven't really had a true data breach at Google, have we?
Not that I can think of.
Nothing reported.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure they've had edges of stuff touched or whatever, but also with the new Titan that came out, which I like the idea of. I have a YubiKey. The Titan, if you want more security between you and Google, a $50, I believe it is, Titan key is actually cool. I like the idea. It's like your hardware token to log in, and on like the Pixel devices, they all have NFC, so you can just NFC it to the device to use as a form of authentication.
Hey, speaking of that kind of stuff, do you guys get a new LastPass pop-up when you try to autofill any apps anymore? It's like some kind of pop-up says, "Oh yeah, I would like to autofill this." Like every time now. Have you seen that?
Well, I always had autofill turned on, and I will say I had to go to the beta for a short period of time, where in the beta, it was like a little bar up at the top where it says LastPass autofill with an X to the side of it. And if I let it load completely, then I can just fingerprint scan right there, and it will load up LastPass with a little pop-up overlaying the thing where I can pick an account, and then it will, once I click it, release that window, go back to whatever app it was, and fill in the password and username.
Yeah, somewhere after my fingerprint, it'll come up with, do you want to see the password kind of thing, or do you want us to autofill it? It's like it's asking me to draw on my screen instead of just doing it like it used to.
Oh, well, that's just a setting, I'm going to guess. I have had to reset it a couple times, like in years.
Maybe I should do. Yeah, I could try that, I guess.
I haven't had that experience, Eric, with it, making me pick, but more and more frequently, the autofill just doesn't work. I'll go to my banking app, I'll get the thing, I'll touch my fingerprint scanner, and then nothing happens. That's happening more and more often over the last couple of months.
Yeah, I'll say when that happens to me, I get a secondary notification. When it does nothing, I typically feel a little vibration. There's an extra message I get in my notification that says you have to enable overlays. And then and then I click OK, and I click that in the notification bar. It launches something deep in the system menu in home system. I then disable it because it's already enabled. I then disable it, exit, go back, and then it starts to work again. And then the next time it wants to do it again, which is sometimes weeks later, I'll go and I'll thumb and I'll pull down the menu. I'll click it, then I'll enable it, and then it'll work again for a couple weeks. It is weird.
So I did have a question about blocking her. Can you install just this app, or do you have to do the whole F-Droid store?
I honestly believe you have to download the whole store. And I'll say this, that is the one thing I do not like about it. The advantage is you only have to trust one APK when you want to install more than one app, which is you have to trust the F-Droid installer as a gateway. I wish there was an option that if there was an option, I didn't see it. I know I could go to the source code page. Maybe if I went there instead, there was an APK download, but yeah, I didn't like that.
All right, Eric, empty your tank.
Ooh, there's a lot here. Okay. The first one, I thought we would have brought this before, but it's called PAC-MAN Championship Edition DX. When you install it's PAC-MAN CE DX for some reason. And it was on sale this week. I think it was usually $5. It was on sale for $2. And it's a basically your good old Pac-Man game, but it adds some variety to the gameplay a little bit. It's more of a I've been playing the timed version where it fills parts of the playing field, and you just I don't know, it puts a ton of ghosts in there, and it's neon-y. I don't know. It's just a variety of a variation on the old game that we know. But it is by Bandai Namco, so it's like official and all that stuff.
All right.
The next one I have is back to the Halloween theme. This is a scary game, and it is called Bendy in Nightmare Run. Have you guys ever played Cuphead on the Xbox or any other systems?
Never heard of it.
I saw my nephew playing it, and he was really mad because he realized after he got to the ending, because he picked the easy mode, every boss only had 2 cycles or 3 cycles, and when you put it on hard, they have 5 cycles. And because he got to the end on easy mode, it didn't give him the real ending, and he was mad, threw the controller, said, "I'm never playing this game again."
Yeah, so Cuphead, it looks like it's drawn in the 1930s. But on the Xbox, it's an extremely difficult game to play. I commend him for beating it.
There is a reason why it looks like it was drawn in the 30s. It was literally hand drawn today. Every stitch of every animation was hand drawn.
So this app has nothing to do with Cuphead, but it looks similar to it. It's of that style, but this is an endless runner where you're running towards the camera, away from things. Like things are chasing you and you got to try to stay away from them.
And what are you picking up as you run around?
It's like spinach. It's like Popeye spinach or something.
Gotcha.
All right. And the next one, I believe this was given to us in our Google Plus feed, probably from Ivor, if I remember correctly. This is called Domino. This is by Ketchup. Yeah, Ketchup. Maybe Mark might even like this one. So basically, it's set up like dominoes, and every now and then there's a missing domino, and you have to tap on your screen at just the right moment to make that domino fall in place and keep the domino train going and falling down. It's kind of like a Guitar Hero kind of game where you have to keep the rhythm and just tap at the exact perfect time, but it's got like the music to it and everything that helps you a little bit more than just sight.
Yeah, you can be a touch early, I believe. but you cannot be a blink of a second late. I played this for a little bit. Curse you, Ivor. Um, you believe when you look at the game and you download it and you even start to play it. For the first second you play it, you think this game is too easy. And then you get smacked in the face that this game is not easy, but it does look cool. And you will have spots of where you're hitting that stride and you'll go, I don't know, 5, 10, 20, whatever. But to get like 367, like these scores in some of these screenshots, oh my. Nope, never got close to that. No,
I'm gonna bring one more. This is my rapid fire roundup of games for Mark, and I'm just gonna shooting for the moon here. Now this one is in honor of Steve D'Amico. This one's called Buddy Toss, and I don't know why I thought of Steve when I played this game, but basically this is another game where it's a tap at the right time kind of thing. So you're a strong man, and your friend isn't really that strong, but you just like throwing him up in the air, and you just you're trying to make a record of how high you can throw your buddy, and you have to tap at just the right time when your buddy lands back in your arms to throw him back up again to get higher.
Huh.
Buddy toss could have been anything. I'm just glad this is what it was.
Wow, he's getting up there.
Yeah, you get up. And it's not too difficult. You can get up. You can throw your buddy as high as a skyscraper. Well, probably in the first 10 minutes of playing.
Wow, he was getting him up the height of a hot air balloon. That's pretty impressive.
This is Buddy Toss by Curry Games. It's casual, rated E for everyone. Yeah, it looks like in the screenshots, though, I've never made it that far that they actually get up into stars and planets. So I guess if you get pretty good, you can
That's just nuts.
really toss your buddy.
No.
So is there an option? This game and the Domino game, I was reading the reviews. All the reviews are about the ads.
This
do
game,
either of these games have an opportunity to buy the ads away?
This game, I don't think you'd want to. It's pretty rudimentary. I mean, like Oma says, boring after the first 10 minutes. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to it. It's not a deep game. This is not what's that game that Door's always playing?
Stardew Valley.
Yeah, it's not Stardew Valley in any way.
I didn't bring it up, Mark.
It's just that, so many games now, the ads ruin the gameplay. And even if you like the game, there's no opportunity to make the ads go away.
No ads. Click that. No ads. $2.99. Plus you get 2x coins, so you earn double coins.
Double coins.
$2.99. And to be honest, as soon as I loaded the app, before the game even started, before the main menu even started, I had an ad. It's Ketchup. I'll say this: Ketchup has put out a lot of games. Like they're like the new Bert Bonte or whatever. This game is honestly, I almost dare people to play this game.
Which one?
This game, Domino.
Oh, Domino. Okay.
Even if you only play it for 20 seconds and then uninstall it, you will find the addictive nature of the game comes across instantaneously.
And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful game.
It's simple graphics, very smooth, very gradient. I mean, for me, it was really hard to get any like number. I want to say I got like 80 once was the highest I got.
Is that it, Eric, or do you have more for us?
That's it.
All right.
That was more than it seemed like.
We are at 9 apps. Can you take us to an even dozen, Door?
Yes, as soon as I turn off Domino. I want to curse Ivor. I really do. Because, the ads in this game, when I first loaded it, was crazy. So then what I tried to do was nuke and pave it and try to restrict access. And certain parts of the game didn't work. So, they're getting good. I got to give them credit at blocking my type of behavior. Let me take a quick look at my device because I know I had something on here that I forgot to mention. Ah, man. I'm gonna go with an old faithful here, Mark, because I can't seem to find the damn app. Oh, whoa. And I will say, river level, Eric, worked like a charm. Unfortunately, I guess fortunately, sorry, we didn't get any rain. It all the rain stayed south of us. Uh, some people got some really bad rain. We were lucky; we got nothing.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you got to take what you can get. I want to mention again a like honorary mention, Cat Quest. Just because I played it on the Switch and then I didn't give the Android version much credit. Uh, it was a hell of a lot of fun, is what I'm going to say. I didn't finish it because this game has in it what they refer to as New Game Plus. Have either of you heard of that?
No.
I don't know how new it is, but what it is you beat the game. You remember like old classic Legend of Zelda. When you beat the game, it starts a second quest. Stuff just changed, but it's the same game. In Cat Quest, you literally beat the game, and then when you beat the game, you find out that there's a whole nother level of evil going on here that you didn't know of. So you can beat the game and leave it there, or you can go on to New Game Plus mode, where it's the New Game Plus content. So it's extra content is what they call it. I'm almost afraid to know the number of hours that are in this game because my nephew, I had him come over, beat it on Switch. And he's a kid. He'll sit there for 6 hours, not move, and just play the game. He destroyed the game. He went into New Game Plus just a little bit, and I want to say when I look at his profile on the Switch, it said over 8 hours. So the amount of cat puns are in literally. I heard multiple interviews with the developer. He said almost most of the time of the game was just finding all the right cat puns in all the right places. Which is, everything from the cheap perfect to pawsome. I mean, he just keeps going.
You must have brought this app when I wasn't here because I don't remember this.
I honestly cannot remember. I'll say this. I believe I brought it. I just don't know when. I don't know. It's a really good. The Android controls are completely different than the Nintendo Switch controls because of touchscreen. On the Switch, it's controllers only, and on Android, it's touch controls only. So the controls are different.
The Gentle Bros is who made it. That sounds familiar.
Yeah, and I have a Discord chat where at least a representative from the development team is there, so you can literally ask them questions. And he did announce Cat Quest 2, and they did announce it YouTube videos showing everything. So it is in the makings. I want to say they said 2019 was when it was coming out. I can't remember, but hell of a lot of fun. And I tell everybody, look, if you like action games where you can level up your weapons and your armor and your stuff, squint your eyes. Don't read the text a lot because there are arrows pointing you everywhere you got to go. You can save whenever. It's really easy to pick up and play for 30 seconds or 3 hours. Blur your eyes. Don't pay attention that they're all cats, and then have fun because it's a really good game.
$5, $4.99.
Yeah, unbelievably fair price for the amount of hours. Unbelievably.
Is it kind of like a Zelda game?
Zelda? No, not really. You have a top-down 3/4 view, which is like old school Diablo angle. You have no random encounters. You can see everybody you're going to fight. You can easily grind away wherever you want and just get gold. Your character doesn't go up in levels. Your character's weapons and armor go up in level, but you have to find them. So you can grind all you want. You're not going to go up in the levels until you either go buy stuff, and buying is completely random. You don't even know what you're buying. Or you go into designated caves and stuff and get the chests down there, where the chests, I believe, are static. They're always the same kind of thing. So you can gradually level up to 100. You do level up, I believe, at the time. I believe you really only get health. trying to remember. It's all a blur. It was fun. It didn't matter. All you do was easily read what your level is, walk up to a cave. If you're level 1 and it says cave level 50, don't go in the cave. I don't know what to tell you. And then just walk around, go up to a bulletin board, read the quest, either accept the quest or go to a different bulletin board and just continue. Rinse, lather, repeat. Really satisfying battles is what I'll say, which is rare.
Cool.
All right. Next up.
I don't really have any more apps.
That's not an even 12. That's an
What's
odd
10?
11.
Wow. It's lucky number 11.
No, I've only got 10. What did we miss?
I don't know.
Oh, we were at 9 and he brought that. Oh, you're right. No, you're right.
9 plus 1.
Math. Ugh.
Well, okay, I'm going to bring a random one, even though I know I shouldn't. And I'm really sorry.
Oh,
I'm really sorry is what I'm going to say. I'm sorry because
the best, usually the last time he's like, I think I'm going to make you all mad by bringing this awesome skiing game.
I'm just
It's
afraid.
really the best thing I've ever seen.
I'm just afraid because this app is by 111%.
Oh no, Door.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Look, these people have made some of the most addicting games. Period.
Okay, well, I just hit install, so I'm not. Before I even got your review, I had to.
Well, it is called Fire Egg by 111% arcade. E for everyone. 144 reviews. Does have ads. Does have in-app purchases. I believe you can buy away the ads for $5. I haven't yet. Install. Completely free to download and install. 4.2 average reviews. Updated on August 16th, 2018. 22 megs in size. 10,000 plus installs. Current version 1.3. Content rating everyone. Again, content rating everyone. Typically, these are not friendly type games, but this is everyone. And it is only $2.99. Sorry, to upgrade to no ad version. Is what I believe it was. It's just a stupid game where you're a chicken sitting in the middle, shooting eggs at boxes, which, surprise, has numbers on them.
Oh no.
And your goal is to not get smothered by the boxes, basically.
So it's like a combination of BB-10 and asteroids.
Yeah, there's something else thrown in there, I'll say, but yes. Because the asteroids control was horrible. It was the worst control I've ever seen. And I'll say this, I watched videos of like the experts play it. Wow, they're impressive. Wow, I could never do any of that. Ever. Because correct me if I'm wrong, there was 4 buttons for asteroids, 2 that did rotation, and then fire and shield, maybe?
No, it was just joystick and one button or 2 buttons.
Not the original. The original had 2 buttons going left and right, and a button for turbo and fire, I think it was. 4 buttons back in the day. And I sucked. I sucked horrible at asteroids. And this game was much easier, is what I'm going to say.
I don't think I was that bad at asteroids. I liked it.
I was so bad. And it's a portrait game, which is always a plus, which means you can play it in meetings and people think you're taking notes.
Yeah.
All right. Bouncer, temporary app permissions beta by Sam Rustin. Where's My Avocado? Draw Lines by Bitmango. FameBit by Google LLC. Slayaway Camp by Blue Wizard Digital LP. Blockinger by random people from out the internet. PAC-MAN Championship Edition DX by Bandai Namco Entertainment America Inc. Bendy and Nightmare Run by Joey Drew Studios. Domino by Ketchup. Buddy Toss by Curry Games. Cat Quest by The Gentle Bros. And Fire Egg by 111%. 11 apps. We're leaving on a prime number.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So this is the part of the show where I tell you why you should throw money at these guys over here. That guy with the Podnutz hat on, he makes all this stuff happen. He brings you hours of content every week. He does so for one reason, so that you will make him rich. No, that's not the reason. But let's do that anyway. Patreon.com/Android App Addicts. Throw money at him because he deserves it. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, And I'll say really quick, I thank Eric and Mark all the time. I don't thank them enough is what I'm going to say out loud. It, for more than just what you guys think. And what I mean by that is, um, I come here on a podcast with you guys and there's no, uh, like social pressures is what I'll say. And the main reason and I've been thinking about this when I'm on this show, I almost never stutter. And I'll say it like this. This show is literally like sitting in a garage playing 5-card poker or darts or classic arcade cabinets, which I would like to have in my garage. And then us just sitting around talking. There is no like, preconceived notions. We're not here judging it. And the other logic is I don't have a problem because anybody listening to this show who takes offense or whatever to my stuttering or whatever, I don't hear their comments, and I personally believe that if they don't, then they're not listening anymore, which is fine by me. So coming out to a show like this, to be honest, is a great dosage of sanity.
Yeah, I used to use Nuts at Night for that for me, but this show works okay too.
And you're still alive?
Yeah, I know.
Well, and I'll say, Mark, Geek Rant is getting, I think, better and better as time goes on, more refined. I really like the fact that every week, almost, I don't know what you guys are going to go towards when it's a topic. I don't know if it's literally picked 3 seconds before the show or 2 months before the show, but as a listener, I like the fact that it every time I hear the beginning of the it's like put on the seatbelt because I'm going to go on some tangent with these 3 for I don't know how long, because I 4x 20 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
But it's definitely good stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, we never know where it's going to go either. We do pick topics sometimes months in advance, and I have an idea. I think this is how this is going to go, and then the show starts, and then we immediately make a hard left turn, and I'm just along for the ride at that point too. It's what happens when you get really smart people together and then just say stuff. So yeah, I enjoy doing it. Thank you for the kind words. You can throw money at me at elementopie.com/Patreon or patreon.com/elementopie. It works either way.
Well, and you still have a functioning Amazon affiliate link, correct?
I do. I think last month I got about $3 out of that. It's
well,
not a high traffic thing.
But I'll say this, Mark. I don't shop at Amazon a lot. Maybe twice a month, 3 times a month. At least 2/3 of the time, I go to your site first and click the Amazon affiliate link because you have to support somebody. Might as well be somebody that you know and you like.
Yeah,
I appreciate that. It's never been lucrative. I understand that some people make lots of money off of that. I don't know how. But they just have more listeners than I do, I guess.
I want to thank.
What was that, Eric?
Oh, I just want to, if we're finishing up, I wanted to invite everybody to the chat room because now we've ended the show almost, and we need to come up with a title for the show, and that's their job. So if you listen to the show a lot, and you can break away from the family on a Thursday night, come join us live at podnutz.com/live, and then click the Android App Addicts link, and then hang out with us during the show, and you can name the show.
Because we don't want to have to.
Because we can't think about that stuff.
Because I suck at it, let's be honest. Take a look at the history of the show. It's pretty obvious, I think, when I started naming the shows.
If it had the word "and" in it, then Door named the show.
Yeah, Door was like, whatever was the first sentence after the introduction, that was the title of the show. All right. Anything else you'd like to say, Eric, about anything in general?
No, I think I've ran out of words tonight.
I have a complete side tangent not associated with anything else. I believe I figured out this, Mark. If I replace my desktop environment on my streaming rig and I have separate logins for each type of content I'm going to push out. I believe I can make it so as soon as I log in with Android App Addicts account, it will I can have it automatically set up. So launch these applications, and here's how it would go. Google Chrome, Death Space 1, OBS, Death Space 2, Brave, Death Space 3, Firefox, Workspace 4, Writer 5, Podnutz logo 6 full screened, 7 Android AppX logo full screened, and then 8 when needed PAVU control. And where I can literally have it to where I just log in and all that starts up, loads, ready to roll, instead of what takes me literally 20 minutes every time I come down here just to get all the software lined up on all the rigs to get ready to stream. I keep thinking if I do that, it'll be a much more frictionless process of starting to stream.
All right.
And just because I said it, I was trying to make myself remember it more. Kind of like half the reason I started doing podcasts was so I had a real reason to document stuff so I could find it later.
So here's something I'd like to do that I think would be fun. Each of us should take a picture of our rig from our view and post it on the Android App Addicts Google Plus channel. That might be fun.
Okay. Can I clean up first?
Well, I think the idea is to be
exactly the way it is right now.
Yeah. Because mine's not clean at all.
Dang. All right.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a hard time determining which is the not cleanest.
Because behind us we have the screens. I've got my toys, and that view is cultivated. But the view in front of us, I'm interested to see.
I'm just going to do mine live right now.
The door has, I mean, you'll see on mine, I have lights hanging from mic stands. I just think it'd be a fun thing to do.
Part of my problem is I think I really have to take this curtain down to actually get a really good picture of the area because it's too close. I can almost touch it right here. So you're not going to see a lot. I think I got to take that down, be back there, and be pointing down.
Because I got portrait moding on my mic and blurring the background. You know what I mean?
That almost sounded pornographic, Eric.
This doesn't have to be part of the audio recording because, frankly, watching Eric take pictures is not great audio programming. So I'll say thanks for being with us, everybody. Thanks for hanging out this nearly hour and a half while we did this rambling show. As I mentioned earlier, I won't be here next week. These guys may or may not. I'm going on vacation with my family, and vacation means vacation from podcasting as well. So we'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thanks for hanging out with us. That's it for this episode of the Android App Addicts podcast. Right.
Okay. Save project as.
Did it send the picture? Didn't send the picture, did it?
I don't know. I'm busy saving and stuff.
I'm not saving yet. I haven't even stopped my Audacity yet.
An hour goes by pretty quick when I'm talking to you guys.
This week went by really quick. I couldn't believe we had to do a show already again. I was mowing the yard up until the point I absolutely could not see anything anymore because I didn't have a chance to get out of work at a decent time again.
All right, here's my intro. Whether you're super paranoid, super famous, or just like avocados, we've got what you need on this week's episode of Android App Addicts.
Very good, dude. Very good.
Yeah. I think that works, Mark. I think that works. Oh my goodness. Okay. Yeah. Everywhere I looked, all I kept finding were some really crap apps everywhere I looked. I mean, some really, really bad apps. I was amazed at how bad they were. Okay, so I got to do some documentation first. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I have 12. Oh, I skipped this one because this one sucks. I need to just take this one off my list. Yeah, I can't say this game. I can't in good conscience say this.
What?
I'm gonna put a link to it here. You'll see. I actually tried playing it. The game itself isn't bad, but it's ridiculous. And it's called Maple Story. So I figured it's gonna be something like Canadian.
Yeah.
That ain't no Canadian. Yeah, that ain't no Canadian I've ever seen. Oh, where's My Avocado came first? That's what I'm gonna say. Okay. Bang.
So I bought some in-ear monitors. I thought I would use those instead of these big headphones I've got. But for some reason, when I plug them into my Rolls headphone, 4-channel headphone amp, they're overdriven. Every other pair of headphones I plug in sounds fine, but these in-ear monitors gets all. You ever had any experience? I can plug it straight into the mixer without using the headphone amp, and it's fine. Any ideas?
What's the socket?
It's got to be. Well, it just.
I mean,
it
it's
just
like
can't handle
jack.
it. It just can't handle the amplification.
Headphone jack. Wow. Okay. Because I was gonna say there's some kind of amplification, but there's no power going through.
And I've got the volume turned down to the same level I'm using right now.
Yeah. That's because the ohm. You're not plugging it into an actual DAC.
I'm plugging it into a headphone amp.
Yeah, well, yes, that's not a normal headphone. That's a monitor. So what it expects is completely unamplified stuff, and what's coming through your powered headphone is amplified.
I mean, if that's the case, I should be able to just turn the volume down and fix the problem. But
no, because even if you set it to 1, it's getting too much juice. It's the
amplified.
ohms.
Yeah.
It is the ohms. I'm pretty sure, and this is where if you had a high end, I hate saying it like this. What's the new Beats? I can't remember what the new Beats is in like laptops and stuff. But if you had that headphone jack, it would sound fine.
Oh, okay. I know what you're saying.
I know. I can't remember what it's called, but I've seen it now on a couple laptops where it's like the new,
like it's like the new Dolby or something.
Harden Kardon something or whatever.
Harman Kardon? Yeah, they've been making high end stuff for years.
I know, but that's why I said the new. It's not them.
Oh.
It's somebody like them. And that's what, because it's a monitor, and I believe it's because it's monitoring headphones. These are monitoring headphones. These are not headphones. These are.
Yeah, that's probably it.
And I almost bought my own. I came really close to buying. I just couldn't justify.
But I mean, these are in-ear monitors designed for onstage monitoring. But
how much did you pay?
This is the bargain basement. They were $50. But I use them on stage with my, when I'm playing with my church band, and we have Aviom personal mixers, and they're fine for that. This is the only thing I've ever seen we don't work with.
Yeah, because that's like professional grade audio.
Yeah. Well, so is this Rolls headphone app. It's supposed to be professional grade. Anyway, I just wondered. I mean, that makes sense that it's overdriven in that way, but I mean, typically, I can turn it down so that the volume is too low, but the output is still too bad. So that's it. It's these micro drivers can't handle the line level signal.
Well, you can, I'll say this, on Android especially, you can buy, they're like little $20 boxes that are DACs. They're just and I want to say that would probably do it, but that's to me, that's too much money to spend just to find out you're right or wrong.
Well, the only reason I use the headphone, I used to use it back when I had, multiple people recording. Now I send one to my headphones and one to you. So I could just get a little Y splitter and do that and probably solve that.
Yeah, I've had really good luck with Y splitters. Actually, shockingly good luck. That's the only thing I can think of, Mark. I can't think of anything else.
You've got my file, and I've got to be at work obscenely early tomorrow. Oh, we need a show title.
Where are you going on vacation?
Nowhere, just not at work.
Oh,
Vacation.
We might, it's apple picking season here in North Georgia. We might do that. Probably go to the zoo because we're zoo members, maybe the aquarium, but just really low key stuff. We've got enough stress right now.
Tomorrow should be a good day for it, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. My oldest daughter's having some medical issues that nothing major, but it's a strain on the family. And of course, work is always stressful. So we just need to unplug for a while.
I'm off is good, man. Enjoy it.
So I'll see you guys in 2 weeks.
All right, Mark. Enjoy yourself. Get some relaxation.
Later.
PAC-MAN Championship. That was a good game. That is available on Switch as well. That's the only time I've started to see that DX branding. DX, like deluxe edition. And the original name of the Nintendo Switch was the NX. That was like the inside name. Like Windows was what was it? Not Yucatan. What was it? Yukon, something like that.
For what?
One of the it was like Vista's code name.
Oh, Longhorn.
Longhorn. Yeah. Like that. That's the way it is. Still documenting the apps. Gotta document them. I'm gonna go to stream as soon as I'm done documenting. And then the question is, Eric, we can do one of two things if you want next week. And I'm saying this now just because of this, if people are still here watching the stream, I don't know. They can be. We have a choice then, what I'll say is next week we can do one of two things. We can try to find a game, because there now are more than a couple network games. Remember how we did toilet paper back in the day, trying to see who could do the best? We can play a network game now where I can take the screen, directly output it via HDMI and stream it to where you can play something. I can play the same game, and we can.
Are you talking on Switches or on?
Android? On Android. And
yeah, you picked the game. You
never say that, jerk.
Well, I don't know what games.
Freaking jerk.
You'll find a good one.
I'm gonna tell you now. If you say Fortnite, you're off the show for a year.
It's only fair for you to pick it. They gotta give you a chance.
No, come on.
Knock your dick in the dirt or whatever. You know I'm a gamer. I say I'm not. Just make sure you pick the right game, Door.
I don't know. Well, there's different kinds. There's racing games.
Yep, that's fine.
Shooter games. Yep. There's payday-like games.
That sounds good.
Payday's an interesting concept.
Payday? Payday like the board game Payday?
No. Payday like you're robbing a bank Payday.
Like Getaway?
You pick sides. Only one of us can be, I believe, we're on teams where there's the good team and the bad team. And the bad team is trying to escape robbing a bank, and the good team are like the cops, where the cops, I don't believe, have much movement in what they can do. But then the bad guys have to get out of town. And it's like a first-person shooter experience. But there's other multiplayer games out there. Domino. That Domino game was addictive, man. I was not good at it. I had fun.
I gotta think of a show title. Nobody helped me out in there.
I'm documenting apps. That's my excuse, man.
No, that's cool. You got a job to do.
I'm literally documenting all your apps first. I didn't. It's like I missed that first app documenting it correctly. So it was too difficult to all of a sudden start doing it, partially the way through. So I documented nothing. Yeah, that was an Ivor. It had to be Ivor. No, 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 no. Don't do that. Eric, Buddy Toss was free.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Most of our apps were free this time.
PAC-MAN once not.
Yeah. Well, to me, that was worth it. Neither was Slayaway.
Oh, really? I paid for that.
$3. I hate chapped lips.
Chapped lips.
Yeah, I always hate chapped lips. I hate him. I hate him. So now we go back up.
How about can we name this show? We don't know what the Dolphins are trying to tell us.
A little long, but let's see why not. Bouncer beta had to be free, right? No, 99 cents. Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, it seemed like every single Android show spent at least 10 minutes on Bouncer.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's one of those things I don't believe Bouncer did some kind of like active campaign.
No, but he's the same creator of some other major app that just went away too. So he's been around the block.
Yeah. One article said he was like the top developer.
It was a weather app. It was Weather Timeline was his app.
Gotcha. I couldn't remember. Yeah, so he's definitely a developer with experience, not just some.
Yeah. One hit wonder.
Belly pain. You know what, Eric? Best way to lose weight.
What's that?
Is to be miserable and not eat. Just saying.
Is that's the best way to lose weight is to be miserable and not eat?
Yeah, well, I mean, starving kids in Africa ain't chunky.
True.
Just saying.
We influence tens of people. How's that sound for a show title?
We influence tens of people. It actually works.
Okay.
I like it. No, yeah. That. See, here's what I love. Are you ready, Eric?
Mm-hmm.
YouTube is pointless, is what it really is. You can have 1 million subscribers. It means nothing. Look at anybody with 1 million subscribers and go look at their videos. They never have 1 million views per video. And then people won't shut up about how many subs you have. And Google keeps saying about, well, it matters how many subs you have. Subs mean nothing. I've seen plenty of people with high numbers of subs get low view and I've seen the inverse. People with very low sub count. The
Okay.
guy literally had, I want to say it was 15 subscribers, and he had 200. It was like 300 people in a stream watching it live. I watched it later that night or the next day. 4,000 views.
What was he doing?
Playing Cities Skylines on Nintendo Switch, which just came out.
See, what used to happen in Google or in YouTube was the subscribers meant nothing, and you would be in the right place at the right time with your phone out, and you would videotape that crazy thing that just happened, and you get 2 million views.
Yeah, well, now everything is fake and lie and
Yeah, no, now it's all produced fake crap.
choreographed.
And if you see something and you pull your phone out and it's that crazy thing, it's almost you got to verify and everything. It's just so they don't think you set it all up.
Yeah, bad. Okay, I'm almost done finally. Yeah, here we go. Fire egg by 111%. I have been literally like stalking 111%.
Yeah, I stay away until now.
I like purposely stalk them. I'm looking for when are they gonna get that next one? When are they gonna get that next one?
This one, just by looking at I don't think this is it, but I'll give it a try. I don't think
it was fun for what it was, what I'll say. But it was new. Not as good as those other ones. So 11 apps, right? Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not doing Maple Story again. Maple Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so bad. I mean, I can see somebody who would like that game, but that game sucked. It was so bad. Bang, bang, and bang. Okay, now I gotta stop the stream. Let me first go like this. Stop the stream.
Oh, they gave us third smartest animals.
Third smartest animals.
Okay, Tlaswell. Talassus 11. Third smartest animals, which is commendable. It's a good one. Or we influence tens of people. What
Honestly, like we influence tens of people. Who said that?
I like that too, but they didn't. But the chat room didn't say it.
Where did that one come from?
From my head.
Oh,
I just started listening. I didn't have anything in here, and then he put it in there. So it's gonna have to be third smartest animals, unless before we kill the stream, he changes my mind.
What about influence the third smartest animals?
No.
No?
We won't do that.
Why not?
Because.
Why?
Because Tlaswell, I don't know why do I call his L's his one, it's obviously TLASWS 11, right? I don't know why I have to say that as a double L.
I'm blind, Eric. I would literally have to get like an inch away from the screen to actually read
it. Is the stream still live?
Yes.
Okay, so Tlaswell I did it again. Tlas 11. Gotta tell me, are you okay with us using we influence tens of people? Otherwise, it's going to just be third smartest animals, because we made that offer to our. Oh, that's good. That's good. Influence tens of people. All right, confirmed. See, everybody wins, but that is their job. I just didn't think they were doing their job. That's why I came up with that.
Dumb question, Eric. Did you get any error messages on your own cloud?
Oh, let me look.
Oh no, or do you do it by web interface?
I do it by web interface.
Okay. Well, the plans are now I'm going to kill own cloud. It's just a question of when. I'm going to replace it with Nextcloud, which is, granted, it's a lot like own cloud, but it definitely some advantages over it. But it's going to require a new password new blah 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 blah. But you'll be able to customize that. I mean, so you'll be able to change your password. Whatever. You can do it the same thing. I don't care. You know what I mean?
Okay. Did I not put my file in there though? I don't see
I did
myself.
get your file. I thought I got it.
I thought I put it. I don't see it though. Oh, there it is.
518
Okay.
here,
Yeah, I see it.
3.1 megs.
Okay.
The problem is right now I'm running a external hard drive, a terabyte external hard drive off of it, off of the one I want to make the next cloud. I also have eMMC on the board on the Rock 64, and it will not. It not only boots to the USB hard drive, but it copies over the operating system and then boots to it.
Copies over the operating system
to the external hard drive and then boots to it. I just want to use the external hard drive as external storage. I want to use the eMMC as operating system.
Sure. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's booting to the external hard drive, which I can't configure it like that. That's just sloppy.
Well, you're wasting your onboard storage. That
Right.
you got it there. I mean, it's an SSD, so it's going to be fast enough to run the OS and storage. But
yeah, the eMMC. Yeah, the eMMC is good. The hard drive is literally USB 3. So I know I'm getting really good data speeds off that, but I don't want to wear it out with, because that's not an SSD. I don't want to wear that out with, temp files and, operating system level stuff. And I can't figure it out. I don't know what to do to get it to boot right. Except for that, it's a great device.
So it's not any hard drive you hook to it, it wants to write to and boot from?
More. As soon as I boot it up, it doesn't boot up. It copies over the operating system from the eMMC to the external hard drive, then reboots as the hard drive OS.
And that's any hard drive, even if you were...
Just keeps doing it. So there's something on...
There's some kind of BIOS you can change?
I know no way of accessing a BIOS. There are jumpers on there, and all the research I looked at, the only jumper I found was to SD boot, I want to say. So I might have to just forfeit the eMMC altogether, put it on a different board, and boot to SD.
Well, yeah, there you go. Put the OS on SD.
No, but I was hoping to do eMMC.
Then you're still wasting your eMMC.
I can put it someplace else. That's the plus, because it's the same form factor. That's the beauty.
Oh, you're adding an eMMC. It's not soldered on.
Right. Well, on the Pine boards, it literally clips on. On the Odroids and on the Pines, it literally clips on. It's the same form factor, I believe.
Yeah.
It is nice. Just pinch it on, it pops on. Pull it off, it pops off. Okay, I gotta stop the stream and I gotta post-produce because it's already 10:57 and we're gonna leave extra early for work. Oh, joy.
Yeah, I gotta get going too.
Okay, stopping.